greeting from Europe.
From San Francisco. Let's pretend you are having a cup of coffee with me somewhere in Greece, and I'll
Yeah,
pretend
but look, yeah,
having a glass of wine with Malia.
perfect. You should grab a glass of wine.
I
You
should.
should absolutely grab one. Let's go crazy.
Let's go crazy. Let's have fun. Two girls getting together, chatting about life. How about that?
This is what happens. I get really comfortable and then I say things I shouldn't be saying.
Now you're in Greece, right?
I am right now. Yeah.
What are
Yeah.
you doing in Greece?
I'm visiting family and I actually just recently left Los Angeles for good. So I packed up my house and I've put it all on a truck and it's all on its way to New York. So I'm
Oh,
waiting for everything to arrive to New York, and then at that point I'll go and hopefully find a place to live in.
are you moving for work, or you just decided to make a move from LA? Tired of LA?
Yeah, just needed a little shake up. I always wanted to live in New York, and I went to LA initially just for my plan was to be there for 1 year after having spent a long time in London. And I just needed some sunshine for a year, and then I ended up staying a little bit longer and a little bit longer. But the plan was always to go try live in New York. So I guess I finally got to that place of doing it. Yeah.
It's fun. New York is alive, right? That the energy is so much different.
It really is, yeah. And when you've grown up in a very sort of buzzing city, and Athens is like that, it's buzzing 24/7. So I've missed it at this point. It feels like the whole world's art scene has moved to Athens in the past few years, and it's just like 365 days a year of art exhibitions and massive openings and theater, and it's just like constantly every day there's like 10 things you can go to. It just feels very alive here as well. Yeah, this could be famous last words. I could go to New York and be like, no, my God, I can't do it, but we'll find out.
I got to know about you from the show Mammals, and I'm not going to say much about the show because the beginning of it is one thing and the ending is just jaw-dropping, and you're like, what? They give you a script to read. Do you at that point know what the whole story is going to be about, or you're completely clueless?
For this particular show, we got all the scripts all together because the show's creator and writer had written the whole thing, and it's such a a game of who did it, that you have to know from the beginning what's gonna like how it all works, how it all fits together. So he had thankfully written the whole thing, and so we were very lucky to have all of the episodes at once. Also because we were shooting all 6 episodes at once, so it was really it was a really tricky way of working. I've never done more than like 2 episodes at the same time on a show. This one we did all 6 episodes like
In a day.
on any day. Yeah, we could be filming scene 1 from episode 2, and then at lunchtime scene 5 from episode 6, and we just jumped around a lot. So we really had to know the story very, very well.
And what were you thinking? Like, as an actress, I know how you have to get into the role.
It's one of these kind of you can't really explain how it works, but as soon as I read it, I kind of really understood Amandine. Not because I've been in her situation, but there's some things about her that I really understand and like. So I decided she's gonna be my best friend for a few months, and she's like she's your best friend who 99% of the things about her, but there's always like that 1% that could surprise you. So
what were you feeling playing alongside James Corden? Is he as funny in real life as he is on his show?
I think he's funnier in real life.
Really?
I don't mean to say he's not. He's incredibly funny in everything that he does, but he's literally like, I think funny is in his bones, and and it's like it just comes out. It's amazing. And he's a far wiser and more experienced actor than I am. So there were some scenes that I struggled with quite a bit. So, and he's so naturally funny, like he can't help it. So I'd have to be like, okay, he's making me laugh too much. I gotta go a little to the side, you know. But the thing is with that, and it just came to work so well when we were filming it. We got our ass kicked by COVID a lot.
Oh, no.
So that was the biggest struggle for all of us, the crew, the cast, everybody, because we had a very specific time to film the show, because then everyone had other commitments, and there were very hard deadlines that and there were times where we were like, I don't think we're going to finish the show. Like, to have James around with his energy and his positivity and his and the fun that he brings to everything was very helpful at a time when we were just constantly very, very stressed. So he brings that energy that really lightens up, and it gives you renewed energy to go back in and say, okay, let's get this done, you know. He's really good with that. He's a very good leader in that way.
Working with someone who has a great sense of humor, and makes it so easy, right, to just relax.
Right.
Too. You played with Kim Cattrall in Filthy Rich back in 2020. What was it like working with her?
Kim is wonderful. She also has a very her sense of humor. And
she like Samantha, the character she plays on in the City in Life, or she?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, she definitely didn't go around making sex jokes all the time like Samantha does, you know. She has this charisma that is contagious, you know. You can't help but watch her. I feel like I've been very lucky with everyone that I've worked with, especially sort of the people who have been well known for a long time. You know, there's a reason they've done so well, you know. They're very charismatic figures, and very inspiring, and they work hard. And you know, you can't really do this job if you're not willing to work hard, because the hours are insane, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know some people, like some people in my life, are like, they just had this idea that it's such a glamorous thing to make a movie. It's actually not. The hours are insane. You barely have time to sleep sometimes. Anybody who's been successful in this is definitely a very hardworking, charismatic figure. Yeah.
You mentioned COVID, and I read somewhere, or I've heard an interview of yours where Tom Jones made an appearance during Mammals, right? And you, unfortunately, what happened there?
I always miss the good stuff. Yeah, I was so looking forward to meeting him. I was just like, oh my God, I'm gonna meet Tom Jones. Like, I wasn't even sure that I would meet him, because I didn't have a scene with him, but I was determined to sneak in there and be like, I love you. My whole family loves you, you know, do all of that thing. And which I'm sure would have been annoying, actually. But instead, I was quarantined. I was in close contact with people who got it. And so they had to isolate me. And I think I isolated like a total of like 32 days or something. I mean, especially on set, like everyone's so close to one another, you have to be careful. Otherwise, everyone will get sick. There's no shooting gonna happen. So you have to, we were very careful.
Now let's talk about something super exciting that you just finished. Emily in Paris in season 3?
Yeah.
Okay,
which is coming out today, actually, as we're speaking right now.
Can you share a little bit? Are you romance there, or are you
maybe?
Oh, ooh, okay.
I don't know. I mean, everyone will know in about 24 hours, because I know that the Emily in Paris fans, you know, binge watch like the whole thing immediately, which is amazing. So we'll all know very, very soon.
Oh, I'm excited.
You know, we finished filming that. That was filming over the summer in Paris, and I would go back and forth. And I think my last time there was in sort of mid to end of September, if I remember correctly. So I got to see Paris throughout the summer into the fall, and it was I mean,
Lucky
I
girl.
there was a moment like the first week that I was there that I seriously considered moving to Paris. Yeah, I was like in dream world. I was like, I should move here. And then I thought, except that I don't speak French. That might be a problem.
Do you know a little bit? Did you get to learn a bit while on
I
set?
mean, I know high school French and I can fake the accent, which confuses people. So they, I'll say good morning, how are you? And apparently my accent is okay. So they start speaking to me in French and I'm like, no, 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 no. I was just being nice. I can't have a conversation.
Well, you don't have an accent now, but I've heard a little bit of accent in when I saw in Mammals. Were you making an accent?
So in Mammals, I play a French girl who's been living in England for about 10 years. I kind of created an accent of what I imagined a French girl who's been living abroad for 10 years and has a family that's English, what she might sound like at this point. And yeah, so it's a kind of a light French accent with efforts to become English.
It sounded really pretty. You yourself are Greek or half Greek, half
American. Half Greek, half American. Yeah. My mom is Greek and my dad is American.
Do you spend a lot of time in Greece?
Well, I grew up here. So until I was 17, I was here. I grew up in Athens. But my parents were divorced. So my dad really wanted me to, not fall behind in the English language. So I went to an English school here. All of my friends in that school were from all over the world. And so I think having all of those accents my entire life growing up was amazing. Certainly helps me now. They had an average of 90 different nationalities in my school. And so you're hearing so many different sounds and accents and stories and cultures, and it's inevitable that I became an actor.
How did you become an actress?
I wish I was one of those people who like knew that this was what I wanted to do my whole life. I trained really hard to become a contemporary dancer. And then things happened and I had to grieve that dream. But then I was very, very fortunate to fall in love with acting. Kind of like a relationship, like you think this is going to last forever, but actually it's done. And so now you're lucky enough to fall in love again. So I fell in love with acting, but a little bit later. And I went to drama school and kind of tried to learn how to do it.
Why did you quit dancing? You mentioned that you had to quit that dream.
Well, there were a lot of reasons, like like injuries, and it takes its toll on you. It's something that but also I think I loved it more than I was good at it. Not that I wasn't good, but I don't know that I had the discipline for what life as a contemporary dancer means. Well, first of all, you don't make any money, that's for sure. So you have to be prepared to really, I have such incredible admiration for dancers because they choose their love of dance over everything. I didn't have that, and I have it with acting, funnily enough. So there were some things that were showing me that I should probably like stop while I'm ahead and not completely kill myself doing it. I struggle sometimes with the idea of who is good enough for anything. I think it's more like it's a personal feeling. Like you kind of know if you're gonna be able to see something through for the long term or not. And I don't know what it was exactly, but there was a point where I knew, okay, I have to let go of this now.
There a connection between dance and fashion?
I just want to jump in there. I think you're so right. And there's been moments in history as I studied it growing up where fashion and dance became one. There was a moment with, there was a choreographer called Sidi Larbi Charkawi who created like the fashion and the dance were all intermingled in the most incredible way. And there's a choreographer today from Israel, and she works a lot with Dior and for the costumes, and yeah, I mean it's definitely they can very much go hand in hand. Yeah. I think everything I know comes from contemporary dance and from training as a dancer, and just the discipline and the way. I mean, I kind of see characters in dance form.
Let's talk about Melia. During her free time, how does she relaxes?
What does Melia do? Well, I walk with my dog a lot, like a lot more than is exciting to talk about.
What kind of dog do you have?
Oh, he's a mutt. He's a rescue dog. He's small, black and white. Looks like a cow, acts like a goat. He's a real personality, and he steals the show. And I really love during my free time when I'm not working. I really love coming to Europe. Maybe it's because it's familiar to me, but I know where to go here to find what I'm looking for at different periods of my life. I usually, after work, after a long period of working, I usually have the need to sort of refill myself with art and watch things and watch other people's creations, and I really need that to sort of to recharge, but also to get new triggers and stimuli for whatever's going to come next. I think there's so much beautiful things being created in the visual arts and the performing arts in Europe right now. It's really like unbelievable. You can just, what do I do in X city, and there's like so much incredible art being made. So I love to come back here and kind of explore that and
get inspired.
Yeah, and get inspired and just kind of spend some time admiring all this incredible work that people are making. And sometimes seeing how small the budgets are for people to create work, and how incredible the work is with the smaller budgets is very inspiring to me.
I agree. Europe has a lot of great artists, a lot of museums,
and even the more underground stuff, like that's the kind of everything. It's like the whole spectrum is really, really interesting.
Melia, what's your beauty secret?
I'm glowing because Zoom has an amazing filter. When you're happy, I guess, or when you're relaxed,
well
rested, yeah. And I mean, makeup helps.
For sure.
The times that I find that I feel beautiful are usually when I'm happy and not thinking about what I look like too much.
You're more of a natural makeup look, or more dramatic?
It depends. It really depends. I mean, I don't think that I'm gonna go grocery shopping with makeup on. You can count on seeing all of my zits in a grocery store. I mean, there's times that I feel like I want to just be very casual and relaxed and just wear jeans and a sweater and a ponytail and lip balm. And then there's other times that I feel, okay, I want to dress up today.
Tell me about any of your failures and how you overcome them.
I mean, I fail like daily. First of all, many small and big ways. I haven't been very good in the past of recognizing when a relationship, whether it's with a partner or a friend or whatever, is over. When it's time to let it go. I haven't been very good at that. I've held on to it inside me for longer than I should have sometimes, and just kind of internally hoping or struggling with it. And sometimes I think I've recently learned you have to sort of, how food has expiration dates. You have to see the expiration date and just be okay with it sometimes. Kind of learning that the past few years of how to be okay with that, and Of course, this kind of thing comes from like childhood issues and whatever, but I think I've been learning how to fail less at that.
Or when it comes to apologizing, would you be the one to say I'm sorry, or would you rather keep it in your?
I think I apologize way too much for small things. I mean, I've had a couple of friends who say, okay, yes, it's fine, like enough. And I think that comes a little bit from being a bit of a people pleaser. So I think with smaller stuff, like if I'm late to something or if I have to cancel meeting someone, or I overdo it with the apology. It's not, I think once or twice is enough, but I do it like I apologize like 10 times. If it's been some time and it's you have to kind of reevaluate something with someone, I'm absolutely very willing to apologize for whatever I've managed to understand up until then. You know, that's the one thing I always wonder, like, how do we know if we've understood everything that the other person has been saying to us? You know, a lot of times people will say, you know, you really hurt me with this, and you hear them, but you don't necessarily always really understand their experience. And so, of course, I always apologize for hurting somebody if I've hurt them. And then I have to go and do more work and figure out, like, do I really truly understand how they felt?
Yeah.
And is it even possible to fully understand how somebody felt? I wonder if my friends will agree. I don't know. I think I'm pretty good at apologizing. Yeah.
Last question, and the question that I like to ask is, if you were in my shoes right now and you were to ask yourself a question, what would that question be?
I would ask me if I want another season of Mammals. I don't know. I really don't know. It's very hard to think of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I'm just gonna say it. I do. I don't know. I have no idea if it's gonna happen or not, but yeah, I do.
And I think the audience would agree with you too. We want to see another season of Mammals. We are looking forward to seeing you in Emily in Paris and in a lot of other movies and shows. I think you have a great future, and I'm really grateful to have this conversation with you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me and for really thoughtful, wonderful questions. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, and enjoy Greece.
Thank you, and happy holidays to everybody. Happy Emily in Paris Day today.
Yes, happy Emily in Paris.
Baby, them they